This is the best deck in Clash Royale for Arena 1, the Goblin Stadium, all the way to Arena 3, the Barbarian Bowl.
Wow.
So welcome to Clash Royale. In Clash Royale, you make a deck consisting of 8 cards and battle against another player. There will be a winner and there will be a loser, and you want to be a winner, right? Of course you do, and to win, you're gonna need the best deck. Here is the best deck for Arena 1 to Arena 3 in Clash Royale. Giant, Goblin Barrel, Prince, Baby Dragon, Skarmy, Goblin Hut, Hunter, Arrows. But most likely you only have 1 or 2 of these purple cards, aka epic cards. These are the most powerful cards at the beginning of the game because they start at level 6. The next best card in the game at the beginning is the orange cards, aka the rare cards, because they start at level 3. Early pro tip, levels in Clash Royale are important.
Wow.
So what changes can you make to this deck if you don't have these cards? Well, if you don't have the Goblin Barrel, you can change it for either the Hog Rider or the Wall Breakers. If you don't have the Prince, you can change the Prince for the Mini P.E.K.K.A. If you don't have the Baby Dragon, you can change it for the Minions. If you don't have the Skeleton Army, you can change it for the Goblins. If you don't have the Hunter, you can change it for another range unit like the Musketeer. Boom, bang, bop, now you got your very own Clash Royale deck. Now it's time to learn how to play the deck. So, now it's time to learn the deck. This is where we put everything that, we haven't put anything into practice yet, but this is where I show off basically how to play this deck, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, a couple of tips defensively and offensively, and basically show you guys, the idea of Clash Royale, what you should do in Clash Royale, what you should avoid, and the first thing to do is to be patient. I think this is the biggest tip, and this is a tip that I should be telling. Wow, I'm going pro plays right now. I sadly did miss the Dark Prince. That is going to be a problem. That's a little bit of a pro tip. You can use your Giant to pull other units. This is just going to be a GG well played. I can't defend this. I don't know if I can win this. Not the best start. You know what? Definitely not the best start. Could have been a little bit better. But another tip in Clash Royale is you never give up. You never ever give up. This isn't looking good, don't get me wrong, but it could be worse. I could be dead on the left side. I still have 613 HP. It's not that much. That's really not that much. But going with cards at the back, like you see me doing right here, the reason I do that is so I can get more units on the, more units in the arena, so I can build a more threatening push. For example, now I have a Prince, now I have a Baby Dragon, and now I'm going to have a Goblin Barrel as well. A lot of things for my opponent to deal with. I get a little bit of arrow value getting the tower, getting the Spear Goblins, and getting the Dark Prince there, so I'm going to take that, and just like that, one little tip just brought that game back totally for me. In this situation, what you want to do is, I think I might be a little bit down in Elixir, so be patient. Wait till your opponent makes the first move, and then do a play. If your opponent doesn't do anything, I really like either playing a unit at the back so you can build another big push, or you can just go with like a Goblin Hut in the middle. It's really good for defense. Buildings in general, it's always good to have a building in your deck. Not every deck does have a building, but it is always good to have a building in your deck. I think the biggest reason is just because it adds another level of defense to your deck. Here, let's just go with the Skarmy up high here. Maybe I can get a decent amount of damage, and if I can take out this Ice Wizard, it's going to help a lot on this defense. So, I missed the Bandit. That is not good. I have a little bit of a counter push though, so let's, just go in. Let's go the Giant in the pocket. That's what we call the middle once they lose a tower. Let's go with the Goblins as well, and that's going to be a decent amount of damage. On the left side, it doesn't look like I have to deal with that Dark Prince at all. So, like I said, just reset. There, I could have went for a Goblin Cage. I decided not to. I'm just going to go with the Skarmy instead and just keep playing defense, wait, be patient, and now just counter push. That's a really powerful mechanic in Clash Royale is counter pushing. Defending, and then after you're done defending, that's when you go in. It's usually how you win in Clash Royale, and I know it's easier said than done, but patience is crucial. Let's go with the Goblin Barrel as well. I think I could win here. Goblin Barrel comes in. He already used his Tornado. I don't think he has anything to deal with it. Never mind. He actually had something to deal with it. He had a Fireball. So, still in a good situation, but still, I don't want to overcommit on offense, not have enough Elixir on defense, and him have a really big counter push, and me just lose, I guess. So, let's keep playing patient. Just because it looks like I'm close to winning doesn't mean I've won yet. So, let's just keep going on this defense. Let's go Goblin Hut just to add more defense to it. Let's be patient. Maybe let's go with a Hunter at the back. He's going all in right now. There's a lot of units to deal with. He's going to go with the There's a little bit of value for arrows. I get the spear goblins, get everything else. And then for here, let's just go with Skarmy. Oh, that was a little bit of a misplay. Watch out with your Skarmy. If your opponent has a splash unit, it's really good against your Skarmy. I keep saying Skarmy, but it's technically called the Skeleton Army. It's a little bit of slang we have in the Clash Royale community. So 1 hit with the Giant, 2 hits with the Giant. That's not going to be enough, but it is very close. So most likely, I can just go with, I don't know, something like... Oh, no, Dark Prince on tower! Uh-oh. Houston, we might have a little bit of a problem. Yeah, let's do it again. Goblin Barrel. Let's go with the Giant last second. I think this is where I can just kind of close out this game. I don't know if he can perfectly defend this. That's going to be GG. That's going to be well played. And that's pretty much a couple of tips with this deck. The big ones are just being patient, waiting, going in with these counter pushes. Goblin Hut on defense is really, really good. And if you have arrow value, make sure you use it. All right, let's get into the next game. Boom! Into the next game. I already brought up the tip of starting off. Going Goblin Hut is a really, really good way to start off. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, is the Goblin Barrel. The Goblin Barrel is really susceptible to your opponent's spells. We saw our opponent use the Fireball to deal with the Goblin Barrel. So one thing that you want to do is be kind of patient. Wait till your opponent uses the spell, and then you can go in with the Goblin Barrel. Use your Skeleton Army. Use your Goblin Hut, the goblins from your Goblin Hut, use your whatever it is. If your opponent uses a spell, that's always a good opportunity to go in. Another combo that I didn't show off in, I guess, the last game is the combination of the Prince behind the Giant. It's a really annoying push to deal with, having your tank killer behind your tank. It's a very, very powerful push, and I don't know if I'm going to do it now, but it's still a push. It's a tactic that players even use today in Clash Royale, and it's because it works. The reason why people still do it with a Giant, a mini P.E.K.K.A behind a Giant, or even just a Prince behind a Giant, whatever your tank killer is, putting it behind the Giant, where the Giant takes the damage of your opponent's units, taking the damage from your opponent's units, but also taking the damage from your opponent's Princess Tower is really, really good. Fireball comes in, but that's going to be too early. Spear Goblins are still going to be alive. Let's put the Giant in front of our units. So I guess right there we had a Spear Goblin and a Hunter surviving. So this is going to be a lot of damage. And this is most likely going to be GG well played. I am in a Classic Challenge right now just because I wanted to talk more about this deck. And I didn't want to have to focus too much on winning. So this is kind of the level of players you guys are going to play at the beginning. There is strategy, but in the beginning, a lot of people don't really use the strategy. So if you use the strategy, you know what? You might as well just say GG, well played right now, and you'll be chilling with the pros very, very soon. Because this deck, this game is very simple when it gets down to the end of it. I'm just gonna go in here. I think I can beat this guy. I'm not too worried about Tiburonson. It's a cool name. Cool name. Maybe I'll call my kid that. Cashman Jr. Tiburonson, maybe a little lengthy. I'll have to make that a little bit smaller. So yeah, right here we went in. He's now going in. He doesn't really have a counter push. He's gonna go with a Fireball. I don't love that Fireball. Not a lot of value, but not a bad play. So let's go with that push. Let's go with that Prince push. Let's go with the Prince behind the Giant, the tank killer behind the tank. I think another thing that this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a situation actually is really good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to lose the tower on the left side. He had to use a lot of elixir to do so. And in the process, he's not going to have enough elixir to, I guess, defend this right side. So sure, I lost the left side, but now I'm going to take the right side instead. So it's kind of a little bit of a give and take action. So like I knew I under defended the left side because I knew I could build a bigger push on the right side, use more elixir on offense, and overwhelm my player. So GG, well played. Let's get one more in here. This is fun. Boom, into the third and final game. Maybe we can get 3 in a row. Maybe. I think we can.
This deck is OP.
As long as you're in Arena 1 to Arena 3, this deck is the best deck in Clash Royale, and it's not even close. So right now, a little bit of a reset. Let's go with the Goblin Hut. It's a pretty safe play, more or less. So one thing that I want to, I guess, mention is what you should do in Clash Royale at the beginning of the game. When you start playing Clash Royale, there is going to be a lot of, it's going to be overwhelming at some times. You're going to win some games, you're going to lose some games, you're going to unlock a bunch of new cards. And a lot of times people are going to say, hey, Cash, like, what should I do? What should I focus on? What should I, Clash Royale, should I be doing this or that? Should I be challenges? What do I use my gems on? All good questions, but I think the biggest thing to do in Clash Royale, in my opinion, is just to have fun. Especially at the beginning, when you first start off in Clash Royale, I think the best thing to do is just to have fun. really truly have fun. You're gonna unlock a lot of new cards at the beginning. You're gonna progress really fast at the beginning. So trying new cards, having fun with these new cards, and just overall having a fun time in Clash Royale. I know I'm saying the word fun a lot, but there is a lot of value to be had as well. And I think a lot of this value is going to come from learning what each card does, and also what cards are good against certain other cards. So an example there, I didn't really think there is an example there. Princes have a lot of health, could take a fireball, something to know.
Write that down, write that down!
So if you were looking at that, maybe you're like, maybe I shouldn't fireball. But also, he just used a fireball, so this is a good little strategy. So wait a second, he fireballed. How else can he deal with this goblin gang? Well, it looks like fireball might be the only way. So what if I just wait until he fireballs again? Let's do a little defense here with our surviving troops. Let's go in with the giant in front, and then let's go with the... Ooh, should I arrow that? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna be patient here. I'm gonna go with the giant. I'm gonna go with the goblin barrel, and here I know he has goblin gang, so maybe going arrows for this goblin gang. It doesn't even look like he's gonna go. There it is. There's the goblin gang. I knew it was coming, but still a lot of damage already. We remember he already used zap too, so now he doesn't really have anything for this skeleton army. Okay, well, the Dark Prince kind of did a really good job. Not the best placement by me at all. Fireball comes in. Let's go use the giant on defense here just to make sure our hunter stays alive. And you know what? Just adds a little bit of something to get through. Kind of stalls the game out. Just making sure we lose health from the giant and not health from our tower. Because if you lose a tower in Clash Royale, it's not good. That's another pro tip. You don't want to lose towers. Towers are very important. With 6 seconds left, we should be able to win this game. And I think this is just showing off how different, look at how different this deck is. How different is this deck? Did someone follow while I was doing this? I'm not even streaming. Wavy Jacob, boy, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Welcome to the Cash fam. But just showing how different these decks are. How different these decks are. He had a goblin giant, I had a giant. He had a prince, I had a prince, but I don't have a dark prince. So a lot of different cards in this game. I think 102 to be exact at this point. So give them all a try. Have fun with this deck building. This is a great starter deck, but if you want to try switching new cards into this deck, definitely do so. I wish you the best of luck as well in Clash Royale. It's a fun game, and I hope that this deck can help you on your journey of Clash Royale, and maybe, just maybe, one day you will be one of the best players in Clash Royale as well. So if you like this video, check out one of these starter guides, man. I got one starter guide over there. That's my log bait starter guide. It's a deck in Clash Royale. And above me, that's one of my new videos. So check out one of those videos. I'll see you guys in one of those videos. Deuces.